to Scotian Slang, everybody, bringing you everyday topics and issues from a Scotian point of view, where we're discussing everything from sports to where you can find the best donaire wherever you may be in the country. So we want to showcase entrepreneurship in the community and put the spotlight on our local athletes, past and present. So we're going to be talking about sports tonight. We got a special, well, I wouldn't want to call him a guest because he's at home here on Scotian Slang too, but got our man Joey Gangoo, guy from the neighborhood, respected guy,
What's up?
very well versed in sports. How you feeling tonight, Joey?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right, man. I'm actually very thankful for you guys that reach out and we can have some conversations because we grew up together and it should be fun. It should be fun, man.
Perfect.
Good time.
So we got Joey. We got Joey up on here to get his take on. He's into boxing. He actually plugged that when he gets on here in a bit, and he also has other things going on in his community with little league sports and all that. So we definitely want to get it. We're definitely interested in getting to know a little bit more about that. And we always have, as always, my main man Butch, as always, and Ray here as always, and you know what we're doing, so we're going to start it off. So it's been a while. This is the first recording that we did in a little bit, so I know it's been a couple of weeks now, but we want to get everybody's take on what happened with the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury trilogy, which we were anticipating that on this channel. We all were backing. Wow. Most of our predictions were for Wilder. A lot of us got it wrong, but there's a lot to say on that topic. I'm going to give a shout out to JJ. He was the only one who picked Fury to win, so shout out to him. So personally, I thought it was a great fight. One of the best, probably the best heavyweight fight I watched live in my life, and I've been watching them since the '90s. I got to give all the credit to both of these fighters, man. They left it all out there. I thought it was a beautiful showing. So shout out to Tyson Fury, man. He got it done. Deontay Wilder showed more heart than even I expected. I'm just happy that both of the fighters are all right because that kind of the way they put it all out there on the line, man. A lot of guys don't come back from that. So just hope that they're in good health moving forward. And we're going to get your guys' take on there. Joey, you watched the fight, obviously. Who were you going for, and what did you think of the results?
Yeah. Well, man, I thought Fury fought well, but at the same time, I was going for Wilder, of course. I was hoping Wilder would have won the fight, and I thought that he was going to win the fight actually after he got him down a couple times. I think he would have stayed just with his jab. Worked on his jab a bit. He started just throwing haymakers, and then he got caught a lot of times. But you gotta realize, man, that Fury, man, he weighs a lot. So he was just laying on him, and then when he got so tired, eventually he got caught. But like you guys said, I'm gonna say the same thing, man. That was probably one of the best fights I've ever seen, in live, watching, and it was crazy because I was home with my brother, and we're just chilling, whatever, on the sofa, whatever. And, my wife was there, whatever. I was like, yo, let's throw the fight on. My brother had the box, so we threw it on. We watched the fight. But even all the undercards and everything else, it was good. It was good. But they need to put on more fights like that, more super fights. But they're talking about having another one. Now, what do you guys think about that? Having going for a fourth one. I think they should, but I don't know. What do you think?
Wow.
Nah, I'm good, man.
I won't lie to you. This is the first time I heard about a fourth fight between these guys. I can't say that. I can't say it's something that I would be looking forward to seeing. Deontay Wilder, man. He took so much of a beating these last two fights. I'm wondering if he should really be analyzing his career. He got too much heart for the amount of beatings that he's taken. I don't really know. I don't really feel like there's other. From what I heard, I'm hearing that Tyson Fury's talking about retiring. That's the last that I heard.
You know what, man? I don't. And I'm not. I don't want to cut you off, bro. You know what I mean? And even like that, but I think it was just his match. That matchup with him and Fury, it is what it is. He's not going to beat Fury if he starts trying to throw bombs. He needs to stay back and just work the jab. Because that's what he did at first. He was working the jab, and then he started just trying to throw. Man.
Yeah, matchups make fights, and Tyson Fury is definitely the match for him. We've seen that the last three fights. But I agree with what you're saying. he came up with the right strategy. If he could have kept that, jab into the body and he kept that work going through probably 4 rounds, 5 rounds, I think Tyson Fury would have been finished. But I can't lie, he played into Tyson Fury's hands. He did exactly what Tyson Fury said he was going to do. He said, once I land something big or he lands something big, he's going to go right back to the old him. And I mean, that's literally what I watched him do. After about the third round, he threw everything out of the window, and it looked like he was just gassed. And really, the right hand was all that he seemed like he was looking to throw. And I mean, he still almost got the job done. I thought that he was going to finish it too in the fifth round. And I won't lie, after the sixth round and he didn't get him up out of there, I would say, man, I think my man missed his chance, and it was really hard to watch from there. I got to give it to Tyson Fury though, man. He made the adjustments that he had to make, and he did what he had to do. He got him up out of there. So say what you want about him.
So Fury got back up. No, I do get that. Fury has heart. You know what I mean? So does Wilder. I think to be honest, if they wouldn't have stopped that fight, Fury was. I mean, Wilder would have. I'm not saying he would have got back up, but he would have died out there in that ring. He was not going out like he was
For
going
sure.
like,
He
and
has a little too much heart.
yeah, man,
There's
like
no
it was good for the
there's no
ref to
such thing
stop
as too
and,
much heart,
but
though,
man,
man. Come on, too much heart is no such thing. You
Well,
gotta
I
have
mean,
heart to be in that game.
maybe not
Yeah, he was going off pure heart in the
too
last
much
bit of that
heart,
round.
but I mean, think about it.
And
A smart fighter knows when he's had enough. At the end of the day, too, like this is boxing, and people got to get home to their families. A man who's willing to die in the ring, I can't
yeah,
really say that's the smartest decision to make. When you always live to fight another day. The greatest men to ever box have taken losses, so I don't know. It's good to see somebody with heart, but I do feel like there's a point where you could just have a little too much heart, or maybe just not enough brains. But I don't want to say that my brother doesn't have brains. You
No,
know,
no, no. What I'm saying is it's always great
no,
for a boxer to have heart. What I'm trying to say is like it's up to your team, it's up to your corner to know when it's done. Your job is go out there and box.
yeah,
Their job is to look out for your safety. So when I say a boxer should have, there's no such thing. There shouldn't be no such thing. But you need a team that you can trust and a team that you can rely on that knows what you do. I mean, I just like a lot of what you guys are saying is true. I mean, I think it was a good fight. I mean, if we're talking about heart and getting up and getting down, the knockdowns and two guys sitting there slugging it out, yeah, it was a great fight. But as far as like after the third round and the equilibrium looked like it was gone, and I just seen Wilder trying to come in with a 1-2 up to like twice every round, probably to the
yeah,
fifth round,
yeah.
and then after that he kept fighting backwards, which he wasn't able to do, and hanging on the ropes, gassed, out of air because he had what was it 200, 300 pounds laid on him. He was in a headlock from round
Laying on him
two.
the whole fight, man.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
yeah,
put him in a headlock from
and,
round two all the way to round 10, and that's what it was like. Yeah, I seen the two knockdowns, and I'm with you guys. In round four, when he knocked him down twice, even when I seen in round nine when he ended it really well, like round nine, he ended that fight really well, and I
yeah,
was like, you know what? If he comes out and just steps forward, doesn't do the 1-2, gets so gassed because he missed, or so gassed because that's all he has, and
yeah,
then starts backing up because he just hung on the rings, backed up along the rings, and kept getting caught with a hook. Is what it looked like. Now that's not to say he didn't have anything for Fury. It just looked like after the third round, his equilibrium was gone. So there was kind of no
well,
balance, no lungs, and that equals, man, you're
yeah,
gonna go to sleep. That's just my take.
well,
yeah.
one
No,
thing
I
I'll
definitely
say
see
about
that
the
after the third. Yeah, when he took that big hit when he was up against the rope on the third. Yeah, it just seemed like all the plans were abandoned after that. Just completely gassed, and there was no more of the jab other than kind of walking in every once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a battle of the hearts there. He showed a lot of heart within it, and the thing that I think that we're also overlooking is his power. Like he was gassed,
yeah.
and his plan was abandoned, but when he was hitting, oh my gosh,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
he was hitting. I mean, no,
Yeah.
it was crazy. He was hitting, and he was coming hard too. Like he was
Yep.
throwing everything he had, and that too was gassy too.
Yep.
Throwing
mm,
everything, every punch he was throwing was everything he had, man. Just wanted to knock him out, and he caught him though. He caught Fury there, like I forget what round it was, but he knocked him down twice, I think, in that round.
Fourth round.
You know what I mean? I thought it was over then, but he
It
got
was
back up though. Fury
in
got
the
back
fourth
up and kept
round. Well,
going.
I mean, there's still controversy
Mm.
over him getting up with 17 seconds at the 2 count. So I mean, but we're not gonna go through that because this isn't conspiracy channel. This is just we just talking boxing average Joes, as my man Little T told you guys before. Little T if you don't know, uh, Joey, that's Tony. Tony's Little T on
Yeah,
here. But
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
yeah, but like for the most part, man, like I said, even the undercards, yeah, they were good, but I was kind of wondering, like, they both put their sparring partners on there, and they kind of gave their sparring partners, a piece of meat to, enjoy, which I'm not upset about, but I'm like, if you're gonna put a heavyweight card on, and the card that you have is a 50-50 fight, should kind of make the other one just as exciting, because I mean I don't mind seeing a nice fight like the rest in a knockout, but I'd rather see a knockout that I
Yeah.
don't know is 100% coming, not one that is like, okay, well, you're just
Okay.
gonna walk on this guy. That's what I seen. But I mean, what else you guys take from the fight? I mean, I'm just observing because I like what you guys are saying. Like, everyone seen something different there, right? So I just feel like was there anything else? Because like I said, other than like the third round, after the third round, Wilder coming out fast, coming out hard, going to the body, and I mean, no one talked about him catching him in the first round, almost like ending the fight in the first round with that body shot and then a blow to the head, you know. And then Fury did adjust, and then Fury knocked him down, and then Wilder adjusts, and then Wilder knocked him down twice, and then it's on from there.
Well,
But
my main
Wilder's.
takeaway,
Go ahead.
my main takeaway from the fight is simple. Styles make fights, and Fury has Deontay Wilder's number. I feel like if they fought 10 times, Fury's probably going to win 9 of them. So I got to give him all the credit, and I mean that. I guess that's my final take on the matter. Fourth fight, I don't think that anybody wants to see that.
I don't know. Wilder was talking about he wants to go again. I know it probably is not going to happen. I'm gonna 100% probably not going to happen unless he changes something up, because Wilder went in there like, and he was like, like 30 pounds overweight. Like, he was he like 238? He really fight that, and he was like
Came
270.
in,
And now,
he came in at like two. No, Wilder came in at 230. Fury came in at 270,
It's still
and
bigger than what
230 was the
Wilder's used to
highest.
fighting with. He
Or
wasn't
I think
explosive
no,
like he
I think
was in the
he was
first
closer
fight.
to 240. I think he came in closer to 240 actually, and it
I
was
know
like
we,
30 pounds.
I know we bulked it up though. I know we bulked up though.
Yeah,
I
you're
knew
right,
that they
Joey.
said that he bulked up a bit just because of Fury. Because Fury, man, you think about that, man. A guy just leaning on you, like the whole fight, just leaning. Eventually, your gas is like the GSP, when GSP likes to get people on the ground and just wrestle them the whole fight, and then
Hmm.
you're done. You know what I mean? Like, or that what's it? The other guy there,
That's boxing
Khabib.
to a certain extent.
You know what I
But
mean?
it's true, and
But
I get
it is,
that.
it is, it
I
is,
get that, but you got to train your
it is.
conditioning and you got to train your strength to be able to
Yeah,
push him off of you and still go the distance.
true
And I
story.
mean, I'm not taking
Yeah.
nothing away from Wilder, where he did have a broken finger in the fight, but I mean, you shouldn't have changed your gloves, or is it that may not be me for me to say because I'm not a gloves guy. I don't really put the gloves on and start punching things, so I probably don't have the right to say that. But I mean, there's probably a lot of other things that went on. I'm not gonna say Fury would win 9 out of the 10 fights because he has the equalizer. And when you have the equalizer, you're always 50-50 in any fight. So even at that, I'd just say, yeah, Fury definitely had his number. Fury was more of a boxer. Fury understood the ring a little bit better. And I mean, you look at a guy that started boxing at 19, fighting a guy that's always boxed. I mean, there's going to be a few steps behind you're going to be, and you're going to have to rely on that equalizer. So, I mean, I take nothing away from Fury. Good job. You won, And as far as a fourth fight, no, I don't want to see Wilder fight Fury a fourth time. Not anytime soon. I'd like to see him, prep up, get his boxing
He
skill
needed to
together.
train a bit.
Yeah, change up a few
Yeah.
things. Become more of a boxer and a guy that can hide that right behind other little combos and setups. And then it's like, yeah, let's see how that works now. But I mean, I'd like to see or know how the equilibrium is as well, because it seems like in the last two fights, after he got hit in his head, it just goes. And I don't say I don't want to see him fight because he can. No, he definitely can. I don't want to see him fight because I don't want to see people hurt themselves in the ring. Like they said, they got families, and we all got families. And last thing we want to do is not be able to go, not only provide for your family, but also, be there for them physically and mentally. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why I'd rather see the brother just call it a day, or, be healthy and continue, being able to do what he loves to do best. But that's just my take.
I agree. You got to take baby steps to get back into the mix. If you can work your way back to a world title shot, then I guess nobody can deny it. But you got to go back now. At
Definitely.
this point, you got to go back to the drawing board. But what I
Hopefully.
wanted to ask you guys, I
What's
really
up?
wanted to ask. So now that Wilder We got that WBC title defense under his belt, which is huge for him and his legacy. So they're saying that he's going to he may be looking at a fight with Dillian White next. So do you guys think that Dillian White is a better matchup for Fury? Could cause him a few more problems, being a naturally bigger guy and so on. And if Fury could beat him, what do you guys think about a potential undisputed matchup with Fury and Usyk? Think Fury be a little too much for Usyk? Think Usyk got the skills to get it done? That's what I want to know. We'll start with you, Joey.
I mean, Furry looks good, man. We have to be real. Like, I mean, he was big. Like, he put on a lot of weight. He's been training. You know what I mean? Lost a lot of weight to come back and fight. And and when he fought, go back to Wilder. When he fought Wilder, everyone thought Wilder was going to destroy him, right? He come back, he was like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And all of a sudden, we beat him 3 times. So I think right now Fury's probably the guy to beat. Um, I think he probably will beat Uzmik. I think Uzmik looked good. He looked good against oh, uh, forget his name now.
Anthony Joshua.
But
Joshua.
he looked good with Anthony Joshua, right? He looked good though. He looked okay with it. It wasn't like the best. Like he won on points, whatever. But I mean, I think Fury's gonna probably clear house right now, and then until someone steps up and puts some weight on. Really, other than this white guy, you know what I mean? What do you think?
If you ask me, I think
Mm,
truthfully, Usyk is very good. We all know that he's won gold at the Olympics. He's an Olympian. He's a champion. He was unified at a lower weight class. So I don't see him not being able to fight Tyson
Great.
Fury. I just feel as if Tyson Fury right now, when you look at what he's actually able to do, especially with size advantage, and even like the Anthony Joshua fight, I look at the fight and I don't see Joshua really looking good in that fight. So we're really scaling Usyk off of a fight that Anthony Joshua looked suspect in, but the fight before Usyk didn't look that great. He was there to be hit, and if you're gonna be there to be hit with Fury or try to bull rush Fury, Fury's not Joshua. Fury has a much better boxing skill than Joshua does,
yeah,
bar none. And I don't see, you know,
sure.
homeboy doing that, Usyk doing that same mess, just rushing in. He's gonna catch something, and even though Fury don't got the hardest hands, he can definitely disguise it and catch you and pick you off. So no, I don't. I won't lie to you. I'd like to see it just because it's undisputed, and it's all UK undisputed, I guess. But right now, Dillian White, no, no. I'm sorry, Dillian, no, no. And I don't think Fury's gonna fight anybody. I think he's retiring. He finally defended a title. He finally got that under his belt. Two-time heavyweight champ and never lost, never unified. He's gonna call himself quits. I'm not mad at him. I
I
mean,
agree with you. I agree with you. I think he's going to get himself. I think he's going to get himself up out of there. I think he's just taking it slow. He already kind of put the feeler out there. He dropped the seed, say I'm thinking about it, and I think it's. I think he already knew before this fight that he was going to retire afterwards, but he couldn't get out of this one. So I think you're right, Marquise.
what do you
Yeah,
think,
Do you have a
Marks?
take on?
no, I feel the same. He's getting up out of there. I feel like he's laying that groundwork right now, and I think we're going to hear about it very soon.
I don't know, man. I like this. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I like to see him unify the titles. Like, let him go get Uzmik. Like, if you think he can destroy this guy, let's go get him. Like,
I would love to
and
see that.
I'm sure his camp's probably saying the same stuff. Like, look, man, you could probably have a good chance of taking this guy out. Why don't you go get him? You know what I mean? But at the same time, he has been laying the groundwork, like you said. Like, he's kind of been really saying, I just want to, enjoy my time with my family and stuff. So who knows, really, to be honest. But I would like to see it, to be honest. I hope.
I
I hope.
definitely would like to see
I
it.
honestly think that I think Dillian White and Usyk would give Fury some problems that he never really had against Wilder. I'm not going to lie. I don't think either of those are clear-cut wins for Fury. I really don't. Dillian White's way bigger than Deontay Wilder naturally. He's not going to be able to bully. He's not going to be able to bully Dillian White around the ring and lean
Yeah.
on him and do all that like he did to Deontay Wilder. Not to say that Dillian White could beat him, but I think he would definitely pose some problems that Wilder didn't. And then with Usyk, now that's a whole nother story. You got to watch him because he's skilled, he's fast, and he's a southpaw. And Tyson Fury already shows that he has problems with southpaw. You see when he fought Otto Wallin, he almost lost that fight because he couldn't stay away from that left hand of Wallin's, and he busted his eye open, almost ended his career. So I mean, you got a similar kind of fighter in Usyk, maybe not as powerful as Waleed, but definitely more skills. Definitely going to be able to land more punches. So I mean, I would give Fury the edge in either fight, but at the end of the day, I do think that these guys could definitely be the ones to beat him. And I don't think he's interested in taking a loss. I don't think he's interested in even risking taking a loss. I feel like he knows he's smart enough to know if he leaves now, in about 10 years, they'll be calling him one of the greatest heavyweights that ever did it. When they put in the comeback, and nobody's going to talk about all the gates, so they'll just talk about the wins and the triumph, and and I gotta, and I'll be one of them. I have to give him his credit too. I always liked him even before all the crazy shit came. Excuse my language, but
Mm.
yeah, we'll see. I guess the next couple months will definitely tell the tale of what's going on with that. So yeah, I mean that's good for that topic. If you guys have anything else you want to add to that, any other footnotes, feel free. If not, we could get into some other stuff.
Oh, good man. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna just throw it out there though. I want to see that fight though. I want to see. I want to see it. I'm sorry. I want to. That's all. That's all I want to say.
In all
I want
reality,
to see that fight. No, no
okay, I
lie.
got a confession to make. I got a confession to make.
What's up?
In all reality, I say I don't want to see it, right? I'll be honest. If they put that fight on TV or on pay per view, I'm definitely tuning in. So let me like.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
For sure.
But do I think that's the
All right.
next fight that should be made? No, man. I think Wilder needs to go back down, and I think maybe I don't even think Anthony Joshua is a good fight for him. I think what they need to do is start looking at guys that they can change their skills with. And I'm not saying boxing do that for them. I'm thinking them mentally. Now I don't know. It's not me. I'm not a pro. I'm just saying if it were me and I realized okay I reached the top of the mountain and I tried to I tried to climb it 3 times, it didn't work. I think personally I would try to go further back down and see what I can do if I try to learn the box and use those skills that Malik Scott gave me, or use those skills I've always had in my toolbox, like he said, and actually see what they would do against other different levels of competition. See how far my cardio can go in a 10 round or a 12 round fight. Because it showed to me last fight, in the last 2 fights, he don't get past 3 rounds before he's just tired. And yeah, it does
Yeah.
help the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body laid on him does help. But I mean, I'm just saying, I'd like to see him fight a few more fights, and then after a few more fights, maybe a nice little next step up would like maybe he fight Dillian White. You know what I mean? Maybe Anthony Joshua fight. I don't know anybody else about Usyk because I already
Yeah.
see what happened there. I'm not interested in seeing the second one of those, not at all.
Well,
But
he's entitled to his rematch. So I definitely am interested in seeing it. I can't lie. I'm interested in seeing the rematch between Usyk and Joshua. Yeah, I mean,
if
I
it's on
have to.
TV,
I
I'll
have.
watch it.
One thing I want to say in closing of this topic is I want to give a shout out to a real boxing savant, a real boxing mind, a true trainer. Shout out to Matt Greenland, and also shout out to Floyd Money Mayweather. All right, that may have went over a few guys' heads, but
I know
it's
what you were talking
okay.
about.